Hello everyone and welcome back. First off, Happy New Year. I hope that a lot of you have gotten some rest over the holidays. I certainly did, and I'm ready to look back at the account and work on a few more things. I don't want to take too long, so here's a quick word from our sponsor and we'll get right into the video. Here's to a Happy New Year, and to celebrate, I'd like to announce the sponsor of today's video, Tokyo Treat and Sakura Co. They are both specially curated Japanese snack subscription boxes that can be delivered right to your own home. Each month you will get a new box with a new theme with so many delicious snacks inside. Taking a look at Sakura Co, the theme is Japan's New Year traditions, where you are invited to experience the joy of Oshogatsu with flavors related to hope and a fresh start. Some treats you'll definitely want to experience are the custard taiyaki, Year of the Horse manju, Daruma senbei, and the 7 Lucky Gods cookies. And to refresh yourself right after, try the Shizuoka Genmaicha tea, which pairs lovely with all the other snacks. You may also like the shiroko, which is this traditional sweet red bean soup. In every box you also get a brand new homeware item, and for this one there is an adorable Sakura Co wagashi calendar that has pictures of popular Japanese snacks, so you'll definitely want to display this one for good luck this year. For Tokyo Treat, the theme is New Year's snacking, where all the snacks are about good luck for the year to come. Some of the highlighted snacks that are must-tries are the New Year's rice crackers, truffle cheese bites, red bean taiyaki, and fried potato sticks. And let's not forget about the delicious limited edition chocolate mint ice cream Kit Kats. Tokyo Treat never misses when it comes to Kit Kat flavors. This is my first time having it, and I am in love. And as always, you get a full-size pack of them. To keep track of all the snacks, each box comes with a guide booklet that has every item inside, along with cultural pages for you to look through. And there is no need to worry since they also list any dietary restrictions. Tokyo Treat's book is super cute. Make sure to check out all the New Year's activities inside. I absolutely loved the range of snack options there were here, so it's perfect for anyone that wants a bit of a balance between sweet and savory snacks. If you want to get yours now, don't wait since they are limited edition. These boxes are extra special for New Year's, so get them while you can. You can use my code AMBER to get a discount when purchasing. Share the delicious flavors of Japan with your friends and family, or enjoy them to yourself and start your new year off right. Thank you once again to Tokyo Treat and Sakura Co for sponsoring this video. Okie dokie, so we do have a new banner, and for the time being I have not pulled on any banners. I've mostly been saving for Columbina since she is my #1 priority. I also think I might pull for Inefa considering how helpful she has been, and also I did play her in a few trial events. So far I've really enjoyed Inefa's playstyle. I think I was wrong about her in the beginning, and I might be considering pulling for her. I don't think I will be pulling on the weapon banner even though the weapon is so pretty. Currently it's just wishing for Columbina, and since I do have the resources for it, I am looking to pull for her. Aside from Columbina pulls, I do have a list of some characters I want to build. A lot of them are also recommendations that you guys gave me in the previous video, so I will get started on building them. Some of those include Kole, Lynette, Lanyan, and Ian-san, and we'll see how much we can get done in this video. For the little while that I was gone, I did revisit my Genshin account a few times, but I have not done any hardcore farming, and my account is pretty much in the same place as it was before, aside from a few events and also doing daily commissions. But before we get started with building, I do want to wish for Columbina, so I'm gonna head to a lucky wishing spot. I think I'll climb on top of her statue. Okay, let's take a look at the pity I have so far. So according to this, the last character I got was Venti, which was basically around 10 pity. Now I swear I got a different character aside from that, but apparently not. Maybe it's just this banner's calculation style, I don't know. Because I know I did pull on Nilu's banner, and that was a different banner though, but honestly I don't remember anymore. So I'm gonna do a little ritual where I do everyone's burst, and then we're gonna pull for her. I have wishes saved up, so I'm gonna do 10 pulls, hoping to get her early, and we do have a 50-50 to win. Okay, first 10 pull. I honestly might skip if it's 4-star. We do really want to get probably Layla. Not sure if we're gonna get her since she's not on the banner. Okay, we got a 4-star. I'm just gonna skip it now. Yeah, it was a pretty disappointing pull. Okay, so that's the first 10 pull. I also don't have Aoife, so if we get him, that would be good. I don't think I'd build him in this video, but maybe in the future. Okay, next 10 pull. Ooh, it's purple again. Okay, we got Fischl. I think my Fischl's already C6, so I'm gonna skip. Ooh, yeah, it's not looking too good. Here's another 10 pull. This is our third 10 pull. Okay, another 4-star. Ooh, and sacrificial fragments. I think I can use this for refinements, so it's okay. Skip. But we did get Aoife. That's great. Okay, I'm satisfied with that because we did get a new character, but I will just be pulling until I get Columbina. The next character I plan on saving up for is Skirk, and we don't really know when that's gonna be. And also, I've really been waiting for Columbina for a long time, so it's about time I get her. Okay, fourth one. And still a 4-star. It's another official. Okay, we don't need that. Skip. And Sethos. I don't have a C6 Sethos yet, so that's a pretty good one. Still no Columbina. Okay, we're gonna have to dip into Primogems now, but that's okay. We have the funds for it. If we can get Columbina in the next pull, I think I will consider pulling Inefa. Okay, use my Primogems. Let's go. Oh, it's not good. I don't like where this is going. Please Layla or something I don't have yet. And it's a weapon. Oh, we got Kajina. I don't have a C6 Kajina either. I like that. Okay, now we actually have to use Primogems for the pulls. So I am hoping we win the 50-50 because I don't want to have another Varessa situation. Let's go. Oh no, it's a 4-star. I have a feeling we're gonna hit hard pity. It's not looking too good. Okay, we have Sethos. We're gonna pull again. I think this is pity. I haven't been counting anymore. I lost track. So let's just hope and pray. Apparently not. I was wrong. Please be Layla. Please, I want Layla in this pool. I'm gonna skip. That is very far from Layla. Then this should be pity, right? Okay, 5-star. Please be Columbina. Please. I can't handle a lost 50-50. Okay, Fischl. We got Fischl. We got Columbina. Oh my god. Wait, her splash art is so pretty. And it takes up the whole screen. Because for a second I was like, what's going on? Because the whole screen just went black. Wait, this is perfect. Oh, she's so pretty. And we got Candace. Okay. I really haven't seen Candace in a long time. Anything else good in this pull? Okay, so far, pretty good pull. I think I'm satisfied with this. We do have the funds for Inefa, but I think I will save that for another time since I'm not yet sure how much I really want her. But first, I want to activate a few constellations. We have Aoife here. I have not played him in a long time. Then we got constellations for Sethos, so I'm gonna activate those. And I think my Candace is C6. Wait, I forgot. Oh, never mind. Quite the opposite. Okay, C1 Candace. And here is Columbina. Although this video is not dedicated to her, let's get started with a few other things. I have a whole list of chores. We're gonna be doing quite a lot, so I want to get as much done as I can. The first person we're gonna be focusing on is Kale, so I'm gonna head over to a crafting bench just so I can easily craft up a few things. I love heading to the one in Mondstadt, so convenient. I do need to level up her current weapon, which I believe is Favonius, I think, as well as her main level, but I am focusing on weapons for now. It is sacrificial, it is not Favonius, but I do believe this one is good for her, so I'm going to be leveling this one up. Since I have been saving up resources and haven't really been spending on raising anything, I do have resources available, so we should be able to level things up pretty smoothly. Kale's weapon is not the only weapon I'm going to be raising today. I think I also have to raise Lynette's weapon or somebody's. But first, let's just get this to 90 so that we can use this on her. And I think I have enough copies to refine it a few times. I will double check though. Now that I officially have Columbina on the team, I'd love to hear advice from you if you guys pulled for Columbina, which teams you actually run her on, as well as which weapons are good for her for free-to-play players, since I really don't think I'm going to be pulling for a signature weapon as much. So any 4-star recommendations would really be helpful, as well as any team comps. If she does run well with Inefa, then I definitely will get Inefa because I have made the mistake of not pulling for the support, the Llama situation. But overall, if they do have good synergy, I think I will pull for Inefa. I always love to hear your guys' opinions because you have the first-hand expert experience. Okay, I think I will refine it up once. Because the thing is, I don't think I'm going to dedicate so much time to Kale in the actual late game. Other than using her for Imaginarium Theater, I don't really need the most maximal build, so I'm okay with having this build for her for now. Okay, so I did mention Lynette. Let's check in with her. She has the Favonius sword, so I believe I should enhance this one. On the training guide, these are the ones that are recommended, but this Fluvesandra is on Farina, and my Finale of the Deep is on Clorand. And since I do use Bennett more than Lynette, I have a feeling Skyward Blade should be on him instead. And since Skyward Blade has energy recharge, I'm gonna put ER on her for Favonius. It just seems like a right option, especially if she's just gonna be a battery on my team. I don't know yet which teams to run her on, but if she's gonna be used in Imaginarium Theater, she's gonna be on a lot of different team comps, and I think an energy recharge build will just be really flexible for her overall, so I will be satisfied if she just has energy recharge and a little bit of EM if she does swirling. I generally just like Favonius as a support weapon. I think it's great. Okay, we might run into issues with the amount of materials for this. The good thing is all the domains are open because of the new update, so for a little bit of time we can farm anything we want to and don't have to worry about the days, which I do appreciate that Genshin did that. I think it's really helpful, especially if you don't have time every day to farm. Also, I have been farming more ley lines for the time being, since I know last video when we were raising all the characters, we did run through quite a bit of Mora, and I don't really want to run into the issue where we don't have enough Mora for anything. Okay, so we do need to craft a few of these. I'm not sure if we have enough though. Yeah, it looks like we don't, but we can easily go and get them. I love using my Varessa team for this domain especially, and I would like to mention mention that after all the improvements we have made on raising all the characters, I actually have experienced the characters increase in strength significantly, and it was definitely worth it that we spent the time raising all those characters and talents. So good to know that our materials have not been gone to waste. I just realized I forgot to condense my resin before this, so we might have to do a few more runs than we just really wanted to. Oh, never mind, I do have condensed resin. Okay, this condensed resin is from yesterday. Okay, here's round 2. It says we met the required amount, so I think we can go. Another commonly asked question that I notice you guys say a lot is what characters I'm going to be pulling for every update. You guys already know that I really wanted Columbina, so let's talk about next update. The ones on the banner are Nubilet and Zibai. I'm currently unsure whether or not I want to pull for Zibai. She is a Geo unit, and I don't really need Geo units at the moment. I think if I were to pull for a Geo unit, it would probably be Chiori, but in terms of character design, I really love her aesthetic, and since she is entering the game, most likely there's going to be a meta surrounding her, so the Spiral Abyss will probably be Geo related. Hopefully it's not only limited to Lunar Crystallize, and it's just Crystallize, so I can continue to use my Navia Albedo comp. Speaking of Albedo, I haven't leveled up characters like Klee and Mona who got buffs in the last update, but anyways, I'm getting off topic here. So as for Zibai, I'm just gonna have to wait and see. She's another one of those characters, but I really have to assess her playstyle before I choose to pull for her, and if I do end up pulling for her, you guys will know about it. If you are limited on Primogems and you don't know who to pull for, Nubilet is coming up, and to be honest, he is still such a strong unit to this day. During the Fontaine times, he was quite literally the meta itself, and honestly, I still use Nubilet teams to this day. If you're struggling in floors 9 to 11, my Nubilet team, which consists of Nubilet, Furina, Kazuha, and Raiden, which I often switch out for characters like Kokomi and Fischl, they're able to clear the floors quite easily within 20 or 30 seconds. Nubilet on his own is also really good, so I don't think you should skip him, especially if you have Primogems to spare. Okay, let's level up Lynette. These days, I have been getting quite low on XP books. I know I used to have some around the 4,000 range, but after we've been leveling up a lot of characters, that has been going down. I do know that 4,000 is an obnoxious amount to have. I think the range I'm at right now is probably more reasonable for this, so in the end I'm okay with that, and also we can farm XP books anywhere and I can explore anywhere too. I also did pre-farm Lynette's materials a while ago. I didn't want to have to do a bunch of boss runs in a singular video, so that's why I did them all in advance. I also did them on the off days when I couldn't farm for talent materials. Since I couldn't farm all the desired materials for Lynette on every day, that's when I used the unavailable days to farm things like ascension materials. Okay, we have one more ascension to do, and we have the exact amount of materials. I am definitely aware that Lynette is not meta at all. Also, I'm just realizing that I'm running out of Animo stones, and I don't think I've ever reached this amount before. I think you can exchange some? Yeah, what can I exchange these for? I have a lot of the cryo ones, so I think I'll do that instead. Okay, there we go. I forgot how useful that exchange thing is. That is my first experience going through that. Anyways, so yeah, Lynette is not a meta character. I'm solely building her because of Imaginarium Theater, and you do need a variety of characters for that. Lynette's an okay character, and she's not someone that I would regret raising, so I do think she is worth the investment personally. Now, I will advise you that if you have Lynette on your account but haven't built other characters yet, prioritize those other characters because it's likely that they will be better than her. She isn't a top tier support, and there are characters that are better, especially for Animo supports, like Sucrose, just to name one of them. So definitely look into raising them before Lynette, and if you do have extra resources to spare, then you can raise her, but she really isn't necessary to level. Also, I just realized I leveled her to 90, and all my other 4 stars are at 89, so she is my first 4 star to be at level 90. Okay, she has a 90 weapon, she is 90 leveled, and it is time to look at her talents. Artifacts, not today because of the Viridescent set, and I do have a hard time with Viridescent artifacts. Also, because I am leveling Lanyan at the same time, they will probably have to be fighting over Viridescent artifacts. So yeah, saving it for another time. For her talents, we will start with her burst, since that is what it says to do. I also really don't know what kind of team she's going to be played with, especially since Animo is really paired with any element at this point. And if Lynette is doing swirl damage, then you can't really go wrong. So honestly, as long as the build is flexible, I feel like we'll be fine. I'm just hoping we don't run into the issue of not having enough resources. Primarily the things like this where I have to go out into the world and collect them. For talent books, that's okay, that's really easy to get. But for things where I have to go out and fight enemies and actually have to claim their materials, that one does take a little longer to do. Anyways, back to raising her talents. I think I will raise it to level 9, which is level 12, and then it does seem reasonable to level up her E-skill. I won't level up her normal attack though, since I don't feel like I'll be normal attacking with her that often. Her talents are 199. These are her stats so far. She has an okay amount of energy recharge, and her crit ratio is not bad. I don't really think she'll be the one to be critting that often. And obviously I can fix a lot of those missing stats with artifact pieces, but just to make her usable for the time being, I'm gonna put her on some random sets. stats. I don't know if I want to put her on an artifact set or just put different pieces on her. I don't think we have enough good viridescent pieces yet. We do have this feather, and we have an attack sans. It says attack percentage is the one to go for, so I will trust that. And then there is this anemo damage bonus goblet on viridescent, so I might want to try raising that. And then there also is this one. So we do have 3 anemo goblets on viridescent. We'll see if we can get around that, but first let's look at our circlet. It says here crit rate, and we don't really have a lot of crit rate options here. I think this one looks really nice. It has crit rate and damage, as well as energy recharge, but so does this one. And if I am going to be getting Skirk, I probably want to use this one, so I will be raising this instead, and they can always switch. So let's level this up and hope things go into crit damage. The other stats don't really look that good, so please let it go into crit damage. Okay, I was wrong. Honestly, the Mora is what's concerning me more. We were at 16 million at the beginning, or was it 17? We're already down to 12, and it's defense again. Okay, not favorable. We have one more chance, and then this officially turns into a bad roll. I don't really know if this can redeem itself. Okay, please crit damage. We got crit damage. Okay, it's not the best. If we really wanted to, we could try rolling this one, and then there's also this one. There are a few options, but I think we'll go with this one for now. And then as for the goblet, this one does have crit damage on it too. So for the sake of rolling, let's try to enhance this and hope it goes into things we want. So far we have an attack roll. Okay, we got crit damage. Can we get it again? Ooh, one last chance. Please crit. It's not the best, but it's not bad. Let's take a look at her stats. Okay, it's 5131. We did get both the crit rate and crit damage higher. I know earlier I just said we're not going to look at her artifacts, but surprisingly it was a little bit easier than I thought. I thought that her and Lanyan would have to be fighting for artifacts, but apparently not. So I can officially check Lynette off the list, and she no longer has to be marked as a priority for building. I am now going to place the focus on Ian-san, so now we have Lanyan and Ian-san and then Kale in the background, so let's get to building them. The one thing that I am going to do before anything else is actually swap Ian-san's weapon, and that's currently because Ian-san has Favonius Lance, and it does say that this weapon is pretty good on her, so I am going to swap her and Rosaria's weapon, but that does mean I need something for Rosaria. Since I actually do quite use her often, I am going to enhance this before we go any further. I do want her to have a good weapon, and as of now we don't really have any alternatives. I could put her back on Dragonspine's Spear, but the physical damage bonus is not really as good as the ER for Favonius Lance, so I am just going to stick with enhancing this one. It's a really quick thing and we have the resources to do it, so why not? I kind of have a feeling that if I don't do it now, I'm probably going to forget about it later, and then I'm going to question why Rosaria's damage isn't good, which will eventually lead back to this moment where I took the weapon off her. So I am doing it now before I forget, and just to save myself from the confusion I'll probably have later. Thankfully, we have enough of the domain materials. I'm surprised we do because I didn't think we would have them. I wasn't also aware that Favonius Lance needed these materials, but somehow I just have them in my inventory. I do need to craft up some of these Ruin Guard materials. It should be really quick. I have enough materials for that. In the meantime, I do want to ask another thing, and that is your opinion on the past quest that we just had, where we had Durin on the banner and then all this Mondstadt related stuff. I am genuinely curious of what you guys think. It feels like every so often they sprinkle a little Mondstadt winter related stuff, so I am wondering how much you guys like that storyline compared to what we normally get. I personally wasn't too interested in the Durin story quest, particularly because we had to wait a few days for the story to actually progress through. It's a very interesting mechanic, especially since I think Genshin has been leading towards things that are more accessible to players with less time on their hands, such as opening domains on the day of banner releases. And overall, there has been a big change in terms of game functions, mostly ones that are just player quality of life, and I am really thankful for that. It does help a lot when you're trying to farm on 2 games like this one, Star Rail and Genshin. Hopefully Genshin decides to lean towards that way a little bit more, where it just favors player quality of life. But I was genuinely surprised when Durin's quest for the first time was something where you actually have to wait real time for. I do know that it was part of the story quest itself, and the real life days represented something in-game. I just find it an interesting choice, especially since a lot of the other mechanics for time have just been rewinding the Genshin clock. But yeah, I am wondering what your thoughts are about it, if you did like that or if you didn't. I know some people found it to be quite inconvenient, especially if they didn't have a lot of time to do the quest, or if they left the quest till last minute and they weren't able to go through with it all. Anyways, we do have Favonius Lance leveled up, so I can officially check that off the list. I do want to be able to level up Lanyan and Yansan today, but the first thing we do need are some Ascension materials. As you can see, we still need quite a bit more Clearwater Jades, and about the same number of these too. So let's go in a little bit of farming while I yap a bit, and I will be sure to equip Yanfei. I don't think I want to go with Gigi because of the height. I feel like that will slow us down a bit, so I'll probably exchange maybe Vishal, maybe Chevreuse. Yeah, I think Chevreuse can be exchanged because we have Pyro, just in case we need to do something. I think we do have to mine it because it's like an ore. I actually haven't been to Chenyue Vale in quite a bit, so... Wait, I just canceled the marking. That was really dumb. There we go. Okay, we're back on course. I forgot how nice Chenyu Vale is. I probably should spend more time here, but I did finish exploring already, so there's kind of no need for me to come back here. Although I do think Lanyan's mats actually come from here, so that's probably a reason to be here. Okay, so we do need to mine things. Ooh, this feels very brutal. Wait, can Veressa mine them? No, I think Mavuika's faster. Maybe Zhongli. I think I'll just switch Mavuika for Zhongli. Or Fischl. Fischl for Zhongli. Okay, yeah, that makes it so much faster. I like that. Is this another one? Yes, okay, we're good. Thankfully, these aren't ones that are hard to get. I'm probably gonna hold off ascending Kale just because of her mushrooms. They are incredibly time-consuming to collect. Now I truly understand how Sino mains felt when they had to roam the desert just for scarabs. On another note, I'm sure you guys have heard a lot about the Genshin planner that I made. I've been talking about it in many videos because I want you guys to use it in case you need a planner. And now that the planner has been out for a little bit, and several of you have already given me lots of feedback about it, I am open to hearing any suggestions if you guys would like improvements to the template. I also am quite aware that it is on Notion, and Notion can be a little bit tricky to deal with. So if you guys did end up using my planner, first of all, I am honored that you are using it. I really hope it helps your Genshin farming. I know it did for me a ton. And I honestly also hope that it took away the stress for farming. I know having to plan and organize everything day by day can be quite tricky if you don't have the correct guidance for it. So if the planner helped whatsoever, I would be happy to know. But also if you guys have any feedback, that can be in terms of template design, or if you feel like there should be more categories, more resources, really anything along the lines. I'm always open to making the planner more effective for you. Since you guys are the ones using it, I feel like a planner should have all the things you guys will genuinely use. So if you did notice a few changes or would like more customizability features or anything along those lines, please feel free to let me know. I can always make updates to the Genshin planner template, and don't worry, if you've already made a copy, this won't affect your template at all. Instead, if I do get new feedback and I do make updates to the planner, I will mention it, and you can simply copy and paste from my Notion page onto yours, however you see fit and what will suit your needs the most. Okay, enough rambling about the Genshin planner. I think I'm also getting lost. I don't know where I am. Part of me says it's on this cave, but then also I think I went here and there was no cave, unless I have to enter through here. I may be wrong. Okay, is this a cave? It is. It is a cave and has ores, but not the ones we're looking for. I think I'm really getting lost here. I'm tripping. Okay, there's only 4 here, so I think we can skip it for now. Switching topics a little bit, let's talk about the newest Genshin update. And this part is obviously always open to you guys to share your opinions. I think my favorite part about opening these discussions is just hearing your personal opinions about everything. But let's talk about the direction that Genshin has been heading. Not necessarily in a bad way, of course. I'm curious to know what is your overall favorite part about the update. So far, the most positive thing I've heard, other than Columbina coming out, is that the new storyline has actually been pretty good, and that it has been pretty generous to the time. I personally have not started it yet, so I don't know how long it takes to do the quest. I know the previous nations like Fontaine took forever to do the quest, but to be fair, they were pretty good storylines. I think I found the most satisfaction with the story when it was Fontaine. But yeah, I do hear that the quest line for Nordcry is not that long for this new update. I did find the last patch to take a little bit more time, especially when you get to that celebration section. The only thing that was kind of frustrating is that you had to finish it all in one go. You couldn't leave in the middle of it because you had to restart. Also, based on what I've observed, it seems that Genshin is also prioritizing Miliastra. As someone who kind of forgot about Miliastra's existence until they mentioned it in the update, I find it really cool to know that Miliastra has an audience that's looking for games to play, and as someone looking from a game creator's perspective, I think it's really nice to have an opportunity to create games on Genshin. The downside, however, and just to be clear, this is just what I've heard, I actually really haven't looked to it into my part, so excuse me if I'm wrong, but I do hear that Miliastra is getting a little bit pay to win, or not necessarily pay to win, but less free to play friendly. I think in terms of getting outfits and everything, again, I haven't really looked into it, so take this with a grain of salt, please. But yeah, that's just my thoughts and opinions. In the end, I really have to experience the gameplay myself, which if you are interested in seeing Miliastra gameplay, please do let me know. I am really curious to dive into the realm of Miliastra, and if you want to come along with me for that, then please share your thoughts. And also, if there are games you would like me to check out personally, or if you are a game creator yourself, please put in the comments. I would be happy to send over my support, since I know you guys work hard on your creations and you do deserve to have it seen to people. Okay, I think we are nearing the end of our collection, and I'm pretty sure it won't be enough exactly, but that's okay. We'll just level her up to as high as we can get her. Or maybe... Wait, we have exactly enough. Okay, I don't need to go and collect more. This is perfect. Let's now go and collect some of Yansan's things. I don't exactly know where to find these. They are in the Veressa Island. I don't know what it's called. I forgot what it's called. Okay, so they're over there. I will switch this out to probably Chevreuse again. Or since we are in Natlan, maybe Kinich. I think Kinich is fine. And he does have the talent, so we're good. Is this it? Wait. Oh, okay, yeah, this is it. I forgot that this is how you collect it. Then I think we are gonna get through this pretty quickly. Yeah, wait, they're literally spawning in bunches. I'm gonna assume it's this one right here. Here we are. Wait, I targeted the wrong thing. No. Okay, so now that we do have a new region out, which means another place to explore, what are your guys' opinions on the exploration mechanics this time? After all the good feedback from Nodcry's previous regions, I would assume that they do have similar good things again to show. Now, I only did step foot in that new area just to unlock the Statue of the Seven, or the equivalent of it. So far, I don't really have that much exploration here. What do you guys think of the new region in terms of the atmosphere and the overall ease of exploration for those of you that did finish it right away when it first dropped? Also, an update, and I do have some good news. First, in terms of exploration in this area, I really haven't done any of it since you last saw it, so it is still at this low range. I just did enough to get the rewards. I am gonna go back and do it thoroughly, but that's not the good news. As you can see, most of Natlan doesn't have all these annoying pins anymore, and that is because on the interactive map, they finally made these Mora boxes markable. So you bet I went through all of these pins, well, not all of them yet, and I verified them with the interactive map and I checked them all off. So I could finally take a pin and then check it off on the map and get to delete it, which it did clear up a bunch of my pins. And the good thing is I don't have to go back to every location. I have had these pins since they opened Natlan up, so these pins have been staying on my map for quite a bit of time now. I was so close to deleting them, thinking that they would never make those chests markable, but when I last checked, they finally did, and I was so happy about it. I quite literally just dropped everything and started marking them off just because I was so excited. I think I've been waiting for about a year to mark them off, so trust me, this was a big moment. If you are in the same boat as me, thinking that these are not markable, go and check the community interactive map and you will see that they are finally markable and you can check them off. Just remember that they also do count exploration progress, so if you can't find any more chests, obviously use the interactive map and the compass, but if you are too lazy to do quests and can't do the stuff that's locked behind the big quests, then a great alternative is to go and find the Mora boxes, since they are generally easier to get and they still give you pretty good rewards such as Mora obviously and then exploration progress. Okay, it says a volcano is erupting and I forgot what happens when this... Okay, whoa. Let's move over here. In my last video, I mentioned whether or not I should pull for Xianyun, and all the feedback I got about her was actually pretty positive, and I was happy about that because I do like Xianyun, so any reason to pull for her was a good reason, which in the end has solidified my decision to add her to the pulling list along with Skirk, and of course Lauma, and I think if there is enough space between their banners, which hopefully that's the case, I should be able to get enough Primogems to pull for all of them, specifically with Primogems to spare. But just in case, and this is a tip I recommend you guys taking, if you are saving your Primogems and want to pull for a character as well, make sure you always have enough Primogems saved up. Like let's say for example you got the character you wanted and now you're kind of just pulling for fun, like trying to get their constellation, seeing if you're gonna get lucky. If you're not 100% sure on getting their constellation, then it's best if you actually just stop pulling instead. This is so that you have Primogems saved up in the future, because I know that Genshin loves to announce surprise banners, and as we know, banners are released about a week before the update drops, so that isn't always enough time for you to farm up all the Primogems you want. So if you have Primogems left over and a surprise character comes that you really like, it's good to have Primogems saved up rather than a constellation 1 of a character you're not so sure on getting, because if you are a free-to-play player, it's always better to have more characters that you can use, specifically good characters that can be used in teams, than to have one character built up really strongly. Obviously that doesn't mean just throw a bunch of things into random characters, but try to build strategically so that you're not investing too much on making one character super maxed out, because in the end you need to make teams in Genshin, and a lot of the late game stuff requires you to have pretty strong teams, especially things like Imaginarium Theater and Stygian Onslaught. Again, looking at my account, and I do have a tour video in case you want to see it in more depth, all of my limited characters except for Hu Tao are C0, and I got Hu Tao's constellation through the free constellation thing, and that's because I prioritize getting many characters I can put into teams as opposed to maxing out one single character. The obvious downside to that is that you might not be able to do really fast Spiral Abyss clears and you can't really do damage showcases, but the good thing is that your damage will always be just enough to do the updated content, and if you don't waste your resources and you build characters wisely, then in the end it really shouldn't be a problem for you. Okay, I have yapped too much. Let's start leveling up these characters. We will start with Ian-san. I collected all the ascension materials, so we should be able to just level her up right away, and I do believe we have enough of the regular resources. I have a strong feeling I might actually need to start farming EXP books again, and also using transient resin to go farm ley lines, as well as buying them from the shop in the teapot, because we are running through them pretty quickly. Okay, I need to craft up a few more of these, and I think I'll craft up enough for the rest of the ascensions. And while I'm here, I will craft up these. Thankfully I have a lot of them after exploring Natlan, so we are good on that. I think I'll just level up Yansan's talents to 199, and let's claim our free ascension rewards. I almost have 150 acquaint fates. I did mention this before, but to any of you still asking about it, I will pull on the standard banner if Genshin releases a new character similar to Mizuki. It doesn't even have to be actually similar to Mizuki, but a character that's on the standard banner. So far, I already have all the standard banner characters, which is why I'm not really in a hurry to pull on the standard banner. I think if they did add something to the standard banner, I definitely would get it, and I don't want to be delusional and think that my chance of getting Layla is really high, so I am just saving my standard pulls until something new comes out. Okay. Final ascension, and we will take her up to 89. Okay, Yansan ascended. Her weapon is also good. Let's take a look at talents. And then I do have artifacts to put on her, so I think we're good on that sense. I think we'll start out with her burst. We are dipping into our Mora. We're now below 10 million. Now we just need one more level for the burst, and we are good. Now for the skill, I'll take it up to 9. Look at the way Yansan's just staring ominously through this screen. And last level. Perfect. I'm satisfied with this. Last thing we have to do is look at artifacts, and also I'm kind of annoyed by this exclamation mark, so I'm gonna check those off. There we go. So for artifacts, it says to use attack percentage or energy recharge as the priority stat, so that is what I will look for. I have some pretty good artifact pieces here, and thankfully I don't have to go looking for a crit circlet. This one seems to be not bad, so let's enhance this one. We're hoping for crit rate or damage. Defense, not too good. Please a crit stat. Okay, hopefully the last roll isn't HP. Okay, crit rate. I like this. I already like this. That's our circlet done. That was pretty easy. I have this flower for her. Now it doesn't have any attack percentage on it, unlike this one which does, but it does have energy recharge. I'll try rolling these 2 artifact pieces to see if it will get any more crit rate or damage, but if not, then we can just go with this one and try to have energy recharge somewhere else. We got an attack percentage roll. That's good, because we do need that. I'll use my gladiator pieces and wanderer's troop to level this up first, and we got crit damage. It's looking pretty good actually. And crit rate. I think ideally we want anything but HP. Okay, this is good. Our final roll and HP, but I think it's okay. Let's compare this. Okay, so the crit damage is obviously higher on this one. Now it is on Kachina already, and Kachina just really needs to run the set, and it doesn't really matter what her stats are. We do have this one, and I think our current roll is not bad, so I will keep this on for now. If you think that any of the other artifacts are better on her, let me know, and I will exchange them. I just want to thank you for the feedback you gave on the Aino video, which was the last account building video. A lot of you told me which artifacts to put on her, and it was really helpful. We have 2 flowers that are locked. This one has crit rate and damage, but this one has attack percentage and ER. I think because Yansan really is a support, we're going to prioritize attack percentage and ER. Okay, it rolled into defense. That's not too good. Please, something good. Crit rate is not bad. We are looking for some ER or attack percent. We got 1 defense roll and 1 attack percent roll. I could try this out with Kachina's. I'll roll Kachina's to see if it gets any better, hoping for something good. Energy recharge and crit rate. I think it's already a better artifact, so I honestly might have to equip Kachina's, because this one has such a high energy recharge compared to this one, so I'm gonna switch. The last thing we need is a goblet, and it could be an off piece because we already have the 4-piece set. Now I might already have a pretty good attack percentage goblet. This one is on the set in case I wanted to switch out the sands, which I actually do need to level my sands first. I kind of like the sands with ER and crit rate, and then this one has ER and crit damage. Since this already does have 4 stats on it, I think we'll try rolling this one to see where it goes, because if we can get some extra energy recharge, especially on an attack percentage sands, this would be more optimal. Okay, it literally dodged energy recharge. Did I say something? Is that why? Our last hope? Okay, it's not bad, but this one doesn't have any ER on it, so probably a little ER is better than none. We obviously have this one, which we could roll to see. In the end, if it doesn't work out, then I think it's fine. The first roll doesn't look too pleasing. We have flat attack. Okay, I don't think that's going anywhere. Yeah, we'll stick with this one. And then for the goblet, let's just use one from a different set. This one looks good. It's a 4-stat one. And then this one also looks good. I think I'll go with this one because it has HP percentage instead of flat defense. And it is an off piece, so it's okay. I'm sure there's another character that can use this in case it doesn't go well. Okay, we got 2 rolls in crit rate. I already like it. Hoping for energy recharge. Okay, 3 rolls into crit rate and 1 energy recharge. Our last roll, hoping for ER. And crit damage. You know, it completely dodged HP, which is perfect. I really like that, so I am going to put this on her. Her energy recharge is a little bit low compared to the recommended amount, but her attack is around the recommended amount, assuming that the guide I'm looking at is accurate. Again, if I make any mistakes, please feel free to correct me on anything, but we've officially finished building Yansan. We have her leveled, her weapon, artifacts are done, she is at C2, and then her talents are raised. Yansan's done. Now we have her final person. For Lanyan, we're going to skip her artifacts today because she is an animo unit. I just want to get get her main level leveled and then raise her talents just so that she is semi-usable. For now, I will skip weapon because I have a feeling this might not be her best in slot. So if you have any recommendations for her weapons or even artifact sets, please feel free to let me know. But for now, we're just gonna raise her main level and then her talents. But first things first is I need some of those animo gems. So let's convert a few things. I think we will use the cryo ones, and then hopefully by then it should be the right amount. For some reason I have a lot of cryo shards. I don't know why. The thing is, I actually need to buy some more of these. So let me go do that. Maybe I'll just do 50. Okay, I have 500. Okay, let's exchange. I don't think I need 60. I'll just do 40. We can craft these now. I need to make more of these though. So I'll make a few of these and then a lot of these. That's one thing I haven't really been farming. It's the whopper flower nectars. I will craft up a few of these just so I don't have to keep going back and forth. Hopefully I got enough the first time. Think we're good. I have enough of those, enough of these. I don't have enough of these apparently. Are whopper flower nectars the first thing I'm gonna go broke on? Is this a sign I need to farm these? Low-key, I think I'm gonna write that down on my to-do list. Let's get back to raising her. First ascension. We're honestly really cutting it close with resources here. I probably have to do a really big farming session after this. I'm slowly watching all these resources I farm go down. I didn't realize this is as far as I can go because I forgot to check the one thing that I didn't check, and that is her actual boss material. So this is as far as we will reach for now. The good thing is we did get Ayansan leveled up all the way. I will do her talents first though, so let's level up her talents all the way to its max. And in the meantime, I will farm more whopper flowers and also do her boss, just so that when we raise her next time, it will be a more smooth experience. Because look at this, I literally have 5 left, and we can't even raise it anymore. Okay, we have officially hit a point where we can't raise characters anymore. We can also claim the rewards for a battle pass. That's good. But yeah, we did make some pretty good progress. That will be all for today's video. Thank you so much for joining me as we enter the new year, and of course your endless support throughout the past year. I can't wait to make more videos and to take you along the farming journey. Best of luck on your pulls, and I hope you get Columbina or any other character or weapon that you wished for. Again, if you have questions or things you'd like to let me know, please feel free to drop it in the comments. I am more than happy to read what you guys have to say. So I will see you all next time. Bye!